Hello, my name is GG for Goblin Guide, and today I'm gonna play another Boros Burn League. Uh, for today, I'm going to play the same sideboard and list as my other videos, because we had a good score with it, and I think my sideboard is pretty good. I like it so far. I like the one of Searing Blood and the one of Exquisite Firecraft. So let's try to play another modern league, see if maybe we can get an other trophy with Boros Burn. So for this match for one. We're on the play, we like to see that. No lander, we don't like to see that. One lander, but I have 3 creatures. I can put Boros Charm to the bottom and have all spells that I can cast, and if I draw another land, my hand gets pretty good. So I think I'm going to keep Boros Charm bottom. Play a Goblin guy, attack for 2. Blade Splicer. Alright, so probably taxes. Perfect. It's not a white source, but it's better than no land. So let's play all of our creatures and attack for 5. He has a Path to Exile. Revel coming up. That's the Path to Guide, sure. Gonna grab a mountain. Opponent takes 3. Down to 15, pass turn. Rose Carter. Talia. Talia is kind of annoying. Boros Charm, not really good here. So I think my plan is to Lava Spike him, attack with Monastery because Talia has a first strike, and suspend the Roof Bolt. Next turn, kill Talia, and go from there. Probably not going to block. Down to 10, then a Roof Bolt, pass turn. So my opponent probably going to play Blitz Splicer. No. Doesn't play anything. Kind of weird. Probably has some kind of instant speed interaction. So let's start off by killing the Talia, because Talia is very good against my deck and blocks Goblin guy also, so kill the Talia, take the tax of the Roof Bolt. Let's see if he has what it's called, Flicker Wisp. Bellqueller. Bellqueller is pretty annoying here. Actually, so we got our Sacred Foundry, so let's shock. What we could do here is attack with both our creature, see how my opponent blocks, and from there cast a Boros Charm either to deal 4, make my creatures indestructible. So let's say I attack with the bolt, he doesn't block, I'm just going to deal 4 to his face. If he does block, Talia, Guide, Monastery, whatever. I think like the worst play, the worst thing would be he blocks the Guide with his Pelquiller and doesn't block anything else, so I don't think he's gonna make the mistake of blocking Talia with Guide, just because I shocked with my Sacred Foundry. If I attack with Monastery and I Boros Charm him, gonna take 7, going down to 2, I top deck a burn spell, I just win the game. I think that's a safer play, so attack with Monastery. Blocks. So fortunately I won't be able to play the Riftbolt, but I'm still going to cast Boros Charm just because I want to kill the Squiller and my opponent will be down to 5. So I lost my Riftbolt. Unfortunate, but gonna do much about that. I think if I would have do the other line of attacking with Guide, it would have been worse for me. He's just or going to block like Queller, Guide and take the damage. Slicer, so my creatures are pretty much useless at this point. Let's just hard cast our Riftbolt before he gets other Queller and try to top deck another burn spell next turn. Like our creatures are not going to pass through his board. Another Ghost Quarter. So Ghost Quarter is pretty good since he can destroy Sacred Foundry and Fiery Islet. I can go fetch for only 1 basic land. I think if he doesn't have anything else, he should just break both my Sacred Foundry and Fiery Islet right now before my draw step. Okay, so what can he have? Like Spell Queller? Maybe he has a Spell Queller left in his hand. So I think the plan is not... I won't cast Searing Blaze now. Maybe just cast it at the end of his turn and try to draw another burn spell. If he taps out for something, I'm just going to... Really, another idea that I could do is attack with both my creatures. He has to chump block with Blade Splicer, and one of my creatures won't die. So maybe I can force him to play the Queller, if he has one. Like, even if he blocks Talia, blocks Blade Splicer on Monastery, I think it's still fine. He has no choice of blocking. So, and my creatures, like I said, are pretty much useless at this point. So, just try to attack. See what he does. The planes. Blocks. Blocks. Alright. So, let's pass turn. Not gonna respond because he still has Queller mana. I could respond to his upkeep I think I'm just gonna wait the end of the turn to play my Blaze. Try to draw another burn spell at my turn. Or 2, down to 9. Let's float a red. Grab a covered. Alright, so let's just play it now. See if he has an answer. So he did have the Queller. Alright. So here I can draw 2 cards, try to draw a burn spell. Yeah, I'm gonna respond, crack my Fiery Islet in response for sure. Draw a guide. So if I can draw another creature, I win the game. Wooded Foothills. Not very good. Let's play both my creatures and hold back for blocking. So unfortunately didn't get any burn spells in 2 draws. Yeah, I think waiting for the Searing Blaze was a good play because he was showing Queller pretty obviously. Not going to block. I'm still at 9, and if I draw another creature, I could end the game if he has nothing else. Mailing Mage, sure. Lightning Bolt probably, or Helix. Lightning Bolt, alright. So I'm gonna increase my my chance of drawing a burn spell, and I don't have... he is at 1, so even if I draw Searing Blade, doesn't really matter. If I draw Lightning Bolt here, I'm gonna be a bit mad. Sunbaked Canyon, let's try to redraw. Yes, oh my god, Scalding Tarn. Alright, so getting a bit unlucky here with the top of my library. Now I have to block if I want to live. Back with his team, I presume. So he's representing a lethal attack. Back with all his team. So here I have to block. I'm gonna block the Mailing Mage just to, if I draw Lightning Bolt, that's where I can play it, and block the Golem, go to 1. Come on, deck. Burn spell. Eidolon. Alright, so I think we had 4 or 5 draw to draw burn spell, and we didn't see any. Pretty unfortunate. So let's bring Path. Searing Blood. Boros Charm out. I didn't see the Sunforge package, but a deck like that is probably running this package. And in worst case scenario, they have Aether Vial, so I think I'm gonna bring 2 Smash to Smithereens. Got some Eidolons, because Eidolon is not that good against Vial decks. Maybe bring Skullcracks. Cut my other 2 Eidolon and try like that. Skullcrack, they're probably going to bring something like Kor Firewalker or Arc Champion, and I want to have the Skullcrack to prevent the protection from red from happening. So, pretty slow burn hand. Don't really like this hand, but I think it's still fine. Don't have a blaze, don't have a creature. It's a pretty slow burn hand. I think it's still a fine medium burn hand. So let's just keep for now. Alright, so Giver. Gonna bolt that right away. Or I could wait to see if I draw Searing Blaze. Bolt his face and I could just Helix it. Yeah, gonna bolt his face. Try to draw Searing Blaze or Searing Blood. Oh. So let's just Lightning Helix his Giver and pass turn. Yeah, sure. So probably going to path Dahlia. Yep. Giver. I'm going to hold the fetch if I draw a Searing Blaze. Okay, so that was good for me. I think I just do it now. If he gets like a Queller, I don't want him to Queller my Searing Blaze. Was a pretty good top deck. My opponent is a bit flooding here. I think I'm just going to fire up this bolt upstairs. Don't really care about the Arbiter. Another bolt. Let's just hold it for now. Another land. My opponent is really flooding. Two. That's this building. Okay. 3/3 flying vigilant. Yeah. Hold him. Hold up Skullcrack for now. I could try to Skullcrack him and try to draw a burn spell. Try that. If he wants to Queller my Skullcrack, that's fine. Yep. Still Queller. Play Skullcrack on him, pass turn. Talia, okay. 5. So my opponent has a good clock. Draw some burn spell. Fetch. No, I actually cannot fetch. But, well, I can, but I have to pay 2. So what I can do is I can crack Sunbaked, see what I can what I draw, then end turn fetch by and pay the tax. So end of turn, end of his turn, I'm gonna pay the tax and fetch for a mountain. Nine. Tax. I'm dead next turn. I have to draw another burn spell. That doesn't cost too much. Searing Blade, that doesn't do it. I'm dead. Alright. So game 1 we got a bit unlucky with our top of our library. We drew a lot of lands. And game 2 just kept a pretty slow hand. Opponent has a pretty slow hand as well, but he put enough pressure to kill me before I got my burn spells. That's a fine hand, let's keep. Probably going to play the Eidolon turn 2. Blooming Marsh, hope for no Inquisition. Llanowar L. Okay. Do I kill the Llanowar Elves? I have a lot of burn spells, but my hand is like I'm gonna play them one at a time. It's gonna be slow because all cost 2 mana. I'll have a third land. If he goes like nuts next turn by playing the elves, that gives him 3 more mana by tapping other elves, I think I'm gonna lose. Maybe I should just Helix the elves. Or I could just play Eidolon, try to draw another land. If I draw my third land, this game will be over soon because I will have Bolt Helix, Charm. So pretty difficult decision. Let's just play Eidolon. Turn. I mean, Eidolon, most of the time, if he doesn't have a removal against elves, will deal 4 to 6 damage. So that's quite a lot. And he used his entire turn to play this. So if I draw a land, I'm just gonna bolt, swing for 2. I think I'm going to Helix it. attack with Eidolon. Yeah, I think Eidolon was better because he already dealt 4, probably going to do a lot more during the next turns. Alright, so probably not going to attack again. So Eidolon already did 8 to my opponent. Would love to draw a land here. Perfect. Probably the best land we could have drawn. So let's just fire off Blaze on one of the elves. And at this point, my Eidolon pretty much did his job. So if he attacks, I'm just going to block. Next turn, win the game. With 3 cards in hand, can he kill me? He needs to have like the nuts, like all the ramp and Missouri. So Ireland did 10 this game so far. So it was pretty good to cast this turn too. So Eidolon did his job. And rest in peace. Bolt upstairs and then Boros Charm. That should be game. Opponent. Against elves, they're not running, as far as I know, a lot of life gain post sideboard. Let's cut the Skullcracks, bringing Blood, and on the drop, bring in 2 path, got Charm. Right like that. Path is not great against them because usually it's gonna path like a 2/2 elf, but if you target the more important elves, like the 3-mana 2/2 that gives him a green for each elf he controls, that's a pretty good target. This hand is pretty awful. 4 land, Eidolon, Boros Charm. This hand doesn't do much. Even though I have only 1 land, this hand is already better. So let's put Eidolon to the bottom. What my opponent has. Okay, thick. So I think since I'm on the draw this time, going to bolt his Elvish Mystic. Hope to draw a second land. Just to try to slow him down a bit. Heritage, Druid, okay. Not really what I wanted to see, so let's play Guide, attack for 2. another Heritage Druid, so my opponent is going to have a lot of mana next turn. If he has a third elf, of course. Probably has. Play second druid. Okay, nothing. Alright. We drew another Boros Charm. The worst card we could have drawn. So let's play Monastery, attack with my creatures. If he wants to block with Heritage Druid, I'm fine with that. I'll just try to win with my burn spells. Alright, so he has at least one payoff. Opponent not doing much for. Playing Shaman. I'm taking 3. So let's try to draw land. Nope. This time I'm going to suspend the Revolt. Attack for 2. Only the guide. I'm going to try to bait, like attack with Monastery and bait something. Just because I want to keep my Monastery if he doesn't take the bait. I want to keep it alive to block Big Elf. Coco. Okay. Can't really play around Coco. I don't have my second land. I have to attack and deal some damage somehow. So whenever attacks you gain for each health you control, sacrifice another region. Okay, so yeah, I think that's pretty much game. I've never seen this elf before. I get that. I guess that's pretty good against me. If he attacks with all his elves, I'm gonna see first if I can draw a second land. Probably can regenerate this elf. Good. I was going to say I could Revolt it, but he can just regenerate it. Yeah. Boros Charm is awkward. So game 3, probably going to cut Boros Charm to bring Skullcracks. And my third path, maybe? 3 path is... maybe it's just too much. Okay. Arc Dur. Yeah. So... up a black to protect his elf. I take 8. Yeah, I think there's nothing I can draw to get out this one. Even if I draw a path, it's not good enough. He's gonna swing. Bye. So, Boros Charm. Bring back the Skullcrack just because of this card. Boros Charm doesn't do much. And since I saw this creature that he can gain life, I think I'm fine keeping 2 path main. Not gonna bring the 3rd path though, because I don't want to draw. Probably I don't want to draw more than 1 path. So, out. No white source, and no easy way to kill a creature like I have Riftbolt Skewer, but I think it's still a fine hand, and I boarded out 4 Boros Charm, so I have only 2 path, 2 helixes of white. I think fine. Opponent mulligans to 6. really just try to win as fast as possible and ignore his creature. Probably going to let's see what he plays first. They're on mana elf, turn on Searing Blaze. Oop. So let's just play Lava Spike. Back for 2, see if he wants to block. Oh, so then the Rift Bolt and hope he doesn't have too much creature to block next turn. I'm gonna deal a lot of damage if Monastery can pass through. I think Searing Blaze would be one of my best draw. Or just another 1 mana burn spell. I can deal 12 to face. So no second land for my opponent. Okay. So here, since my opponent is showing me he doesn't have another land, I think the play is to kill his 2 creature and hope he doesn't draw another land. Yeah, I think just kill all of them is fine. I'm just pretty much stone raining him by killing his elves. And Monastery is gonna hit for a big chunk of damage. I think I'm actually going to attack for 2. See if he wants to block. And instead of doing Lava Spike Skewer before combat, just going to do Skewer post combat on his elf. And then play Eidolon and I should be good to go. Hope he doesn't draw his second land. And even if he does, I have Eidolon on the battlefield. He has to take a lot of damage if he wants to play cards. Opponent says GG. Your opponent. So elves. Yeah, I think he didn't draw his second land. So going to round number 3. Round the draw. This hand is very awkward. If it is a creature deck, this hand is beautiful. Tobble, Searing Blaze, but if it's like control, this hand is awful. I think I'm just going to mull this one. Okay, let's keep put down Eidolon. Pretty similar hand of last match against elves. If I can draw my second land, would be pretty good. Mountain, Monastery. Okay, so probably just going to bolt that. Just gonna grab Mountain for now. Maybe it's gonna bite me in the ass later, but I don't want to take too much damage. Next turn, see if I can draw another land. Okay, it's Izzet Blitz. Anamorphose. We're going to play Stormwing Entity. Yep. So I really need this land now. Very good. He's gonna deal a lot of damage. Perfect. So I know they're running like mutagenic growth and stuff like that, but I don't really have a choice. And they didn't mutagenic growth last turn. I don't think they have it this turn. Unless they just top deck it. So, perfect. Worked out for me. Opponent is at 15, has 2 creatures down. I'm at 18. Hold my face, light up the stage, I presume. Dart and dart. Another land, alright. So, let's play Monastery and play Lava Spike. Wants to bolt Monastery. I think I'm gonna play the Skewer the Critics, because if I play the Lava Spike, I'm afraid I won't be able to draw another burn spell. And even if this target creatures, I think it's still fine playing the Skewer now. As Lightning Bolt now. Nope, I don't think so. So let's attack for 3. Opponent going down to 6. If I draw another burn spell, I win the game. Hurt me. Oh, Dark Monastery. Storm Entity. Okay. Sure, yeah. Draw another burn spell to end this game. Don't want to see Storm Entities. Perfect. Spike your face, cure your face. Alright. So, got a bit lucky drawing my second land and Searing Blaze, and he didn't have Gut Shot or Mutagenic Growth. Got out Skullcracks. I know they are running like Dragon Claw, but I don't think I'm gonna bring the Smash to Smithereens. I bring Smashes sometime against Mono Red aggro because I know they have Dragon Claw and Shrine of Burning Rage. But I don't think I'm gonna bring Smashes. What I'm gonna bring is Path to Exile on the draw and Kor Firewalkers. Got some Eidolons to draw. Got some Boros Charms. I could bring in like Exquisite Firecraft, but they have like Spell Pierce, and that's pretty much it as for counter spells. I think this is fine. I don't really like Searing Blood because 99% of the time it's not going to kill the creature. Like they have only Soulscar Mage, Monastery, and Bright Dragon. Like it could kill some Sprite Dragon turn 2, but I think most of the time my opponent is going to have like one burn spell at instant speed to protect his creature, so I think Searing Blood is pretty awkward against the Boros deck. This hand is heavy on lands, but I have 2 Sunbaked that I can crack, a Blaze, a turn 1 creature, and a Kor Firewalker, so I think this is a fine keep. My opponent mulligans to 5. And I don't think in the Izzet list, I don't think there are a lot of answers to Kor Firewalker. Like, I know some people are running Kozilek's Return, but I don't think most lists that I saw are not running Kor Firewalker answers. Theory, attack for 1. I can draw a Lightning Bolt. If I draw a Lightning Bolt... Oh, okay. I was gonna say, if I draw Lightning Bolt, I would think about just bolting Monastery since he's at 3 cards in hand, probably doesn't have mutagenic growth, and Kor Firewalker next turn just gonna win me the game pretty much. Like, I could guide, but I think I'm just gonna be safer and just bolt his creature now. Mutagenic growth. Alright, so traded a card for a card. My opponent took 2, and he has only 3 cards in hand, so I'm feeling good about this trade. I think it's fine. Light up the stage. Yep. Getting Bedlam and Stormwing Entity, so very bad light up this stage. Pretty awful, I would say. So let's just play Kor Firewalker and pass turn. I think with 2 Blaze and Goblin Guide, I think we're pretty good. Opponent concedes. Alright. Yeah, my opponent got a bit unlucky with his light up this stage. Like, this is like pretty much the 2 worst target for light up this stage if you don't have another land. So we're 2-1. Let's go to round 4, see if we can get another win. We're on the draw again. Once again, this hand I don't like, but not that much as I have almost no way of killing creatures. I have no pressure. I have no creatures. Like, these burned hands I really hate, because if I mulligan and then I get like 0 lander and I go to 5, I'm gonna be really sad. But I would like to mulligan just to get like Guide or Iddolon, something like that. I'm on the draw anyway, so let's just try the hand, see where it takes us. Like, I can kill my opponent eventually if he has nothing. Oh, top deck Monastery that I like. So probably going to bolt my Monastery, I presume, or remove it if he has basic mountain pass. Nope, nothing. Alright, perfect. So what is going on there? So maybe another Izzet Blitz. Lava Dart, flashback Lava Dart. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna take this 2 for 1. Even though we don't have much on our side, my opponent's only land is Fiery Islet, and he's gonna have 2 lands next turn. And I have 12, 16 burn in my hand. And I have the Helix, so feeling good. Like, he's probably going to deal himself the 2 extra points of damage. See what he has. Bolt my face, light up the stage. So both my opponents playing Izzet Blitz didn't have a good start. Boros Charm them. Next turn probably going to play Stormwing Entity. But I think like, his Stormwing is going to arrive a turn too late. I think I'm just going to kill him before Stormwing does anything. Like, if he takes 1 more points of damage with his Fiery Islet, he's just dead. I'm Morpho, so my opponent is dead. And I don't think they are running Counterspell main So we kept a pretty slow hand, but my opponent also had a slow hand, and we did top deck Monastery. So we got pretty lucky here. Or of Helix. F6. Skullcrack you. For you. Alright. So, sideboarding. Gonna do the same as our last opponent. 3 path. 3 Kor Firewalker. Skullcracks. And cut Charms to Eidolon on the draw. Like, I like Eidolon in this matchup, but on the draw sometimes it's gonna be a dead card. You're going to look at your Eidolon and you just will be sad of having one in hand, because he's gonna have like a 3 prowess creature and you're just dead. And Eidolon is not the card you need. You would need like more of Searing Blaze or Kor Firewalker. On the play though, I like to have my 4 Eidolons. Cutting probably on the Boros Charm. Boros Charm is a very good burn spell, but against those type of decks, 2 mana to deal 4 is not really good enough. Okay, so we have 2 Kor Firewalker. I would love to draw another white source to play them, because right now they're just dead cards. But we can slow down our opponent enough by just Searing Blazing a creature and them having to deal with our creature, so I think it's a sure keep. If we manage to draw a second white source by turn 2, we're gonna be pretty good. So Monastery, I'll play my own Monastery, attack for 1. So he plays his Fire Bluffs Monastery, I play my Vintage Monastery. Oh, he got his Spire Bluff, so I think I deserve to get my other Vintage. Yep. Nope. Okay, so let's just Searing Blaze, hope he doesn't have Legend Growth. Alright, pass turn. Nice. Passes turn. Alright, so maybe holding up some kind of counter magic, but I don't think they're running counter magic for Kor Firewalker. So let's play Kor Firewalker. Ult mean response. Ups. Right. Another up. Okay. Kor Firewalker is just so good. I love it. So let us spark your face, gain 1 life. Like, I was the guy playing Kor Firewalker when in Burn, when no one were playing it, just because when I was like playing 2 or 3 Kor Firewalker when like 3 years ago or something, no one were playing Kor Firewalker in the sideboard of Burn because Mono-Red didn't exist. But that just made my mirror burn just so much better. Bolts gain life. So maybe Stormwing Entity. Bedlam, that's fine by me. He cannot block my Kor Firewalker. So I don't need my other vintage. I think I'm just going to keep it in my hand for now. And if I draw like Searing Blaze. I don't like playing the second Kor Firewalker just because if you get too greedy and play the second, like I could just win the game if I play it and he doesn't have anything. But if he's running, like I said before, Kozilek's Return, I'm gonna lose the game. And I don't think he has enough pressure right now to make me want to play the second Kor Firewalker. So let's just play Lava Spike you in 1 life. Yeah, I'm not going to attack for now. Don't want him to like deal 10 damage with his Bedlam Reveler. I have time. I have no pressure, so I'm not pressured to attack him now. Just going to set up his board, I presume, playing all his creatures and concede. Alright. So just would like to see if I would have drawn Burn Spell. So he was dead in 2 turns. Alright. So let's go to round 5. So I didn't have the chance to play against a lot of Izzet Blitz. I saw I played against some matches against Izzet Blitz, but as you can see, looks like I have a pretty good matchup. But of course, my opponent, like all my opponents, 4 games, they didn't have a good start, I think. And I think I got a bit lucky with my draw. Yeah, this hand is too much. Too many lines, no creature. Blaze could be a dead card. Let's mull. Alright, this hand is better. Let's put Canyon to the bottom and what I can do with this hand. Basic Forest. Sakura Tribe Scout. So Amulet Titan. So let's see who can do his strategy the fastest. Amulet Titan is not a good matchup for me. Most of the time I will lose the game because they just have a lot of life gain in the main. Like having Amulet and Sakura Tribe Scout, like they could have next turn kill me. Gain 2 life, yeah. Radiant Fountain is very good. You can just bounce it back and gain like 4 to 6 life total in the game. Okay, so another Monastery helps me. I can, like next turn I can do a big turn. Fortunately, my opponent maybe has Titan now, like Amulet with his bounce land. He could have the Titan now. He has plenty of mana to work with. Let's see what my opponent decides to go take with his other attack. Maybe just Vesuva getting 2 life again. Attacks me for 16, I presume. Yeah, this matchup is pretty hard. Just because of cards like Radiant Fountain and also Titan. The deck has good pressure, has good life gain, and can also disrupt me in some way by having a lot of blockers. Okay, so I'm gonna try something. I cannot do much, honestly. Pretty much lose. If my opponent just say no blocks, I just lose the game. But I'm gonna try anyway. Attack with all my creatures and see if he wants to block. If he makes the mistake of blocking. Yeah, if my opponent just says no block and I just lose the game. Alright, so my opponent decides to block. So let's just play with our outs and double strike to my Monastery. Kill his Titan. Like, this is the only way I'm gonna win this game. Come on the swing back, he kills me. So kill his Titan. Last turn. Kill of the Dead. He can give his zombie +2/+0. Attack for 4/6. Zombie. Tarn. Let's not concede, just gather some information. See what he's running. Like, I know this game is pretty much over, but just want to see what's going on. Let's try to draw Skullcrack. Oh. So just want to see more. Want to see if he wants to grab something else with Karn. Give me more information. Summoner's Pact. Titan. I think my opponent should just can like play Titan, go fetch for the double strike, land, attack with this, give this double strike, that way. I don't think he's gonna fetch something else with Karn, so just gonna concede now. Not going to waste time. So against Titan, repath, 2 Skullcracks. Against Karn, Titan, I like to bring the smash because they have Exotic Explosive as a target, Amulet of Vigor, and have cards from Karn sideboard. So I don't really like Eidolon in this matchup. I think he's pretty useless. Blaze is also not that good. So let's try this. Blaze is fine. Can kill like Scribe Scout and Azusa, but most of the time it's not that good. Okay, so pretty Not a great hand, but a good hand if my opponent doesn't have a crazy start. This is the thing, even if you have like the perfect hand to prevent them from doing things, sometimes your clock is just not fast enough before they can get everything they need to win. Amulet vs Burn is pretty difficult for the Burn player. You just have a lot of tools to get to prevent me from winning the game. Another Radiant Fountain. That's pretty good. Bigger path, so opponent having good starts. Cut shock, bolt you. You're great. Yep. Game 2. Okay. Alright, Tribe Scout. Yep. Okay. I don't want to give them a land, but I won't have enough gas if I don't pat the Dryad. Like, I need Monastery to deal a bit more damage than to just like, he's at 14. I need more damage coming up from Monastery. So will they Titan next turn? Probably. Gonna hold up the path for now. Tarn. Alright, that's fine. Arm coil. I have the path for that. Tribe Scout. 2. We already gained 6 with Radiant Fountain. So hard to play against it. And he has Fill of the Dead. Oof. The Monastery is not going to attack again, probably. Is his last card Titan? Getting liquid metal coating. Yep. Arm call engine, that's fine. Yep. So, I'm not gonna crack the Sunbaked Canyon because I need my mana. Bolt coming up. On. At the Arm call engine. Fortunately, I'm giving him another zombie, but I think I prefer to have a 2/2 than a 6/6 lifelink. So let's bolt him. Back for 3. And then fetching to 6. Another zombie. Block and block and block. Okay. Nope. So do I prefer to kill both of his zombies or to hold up Skullcrack? Probably just hold up Skullcrack. Like, I can kill a zombie, but he's gonna have other chum blockers, so I think it's better just to hold up Skullcrack, try to draw another burn spell next turn, and seal the win. And he's going to start blowing off my land, so... Oof. Skullcrack in response. No ballot for you. Well, you have a 4/4, but you don't game the 4. So we need to draw a burn spell pretty much now. Tarn +2, blow up my land. Attack for lot. I think he should attack with all his creatures. Like, what can I do? Something, burn. Alright, so we're going to game 3. I think we stole the win. We got a bit lucky here. Radiant Fountain put a lot of work in this game. So, do I want something else on the draw? Don't think so. Like, Searing Blaze still awkward. Yeah, I think I'm just going out to go with this, and I hope he doesn't have crazy hand. Honestly, I didn't think we would win this game, but the top of our library was good. And it's just funny that I thought top deck is Skullcrack, and right after he top decks Ballot. No mulligans for my opponent. So this hand is pretty risky because I have one land, but I still am just going to keep because I have path for whatever creature is problematic. Skullcrack for life gain, kill your amulet, kill your worm coil, whatever, and a guide. So let's try it. Sometimes against amulet you have to take risk if you want. Another Radiant Fountain. My opponent got it every game. And we got double path. So maybe it's gonna be too late for Smash to Smithereens. And he draws Dryad, so let's hope he doesn't have a bounce land. But he has one. Yeah, it's gonna be a hard one. bounces his Radiant Fountain, can float a mana in response. Play the Dryad, play his Radiant Fountain again, gain another 2. Play Scout. Yep. Play top deck line, please. So let's do what like we did last time. Get in there with our creature by pathing his creature. Again, I don't really like doing this, but don't really have a choice. He's at 22. I need to make some damage in somehow. And I need to draw my second land. Titan. Probably a mistake from my part. I could have just waited. Path actually wouldn't have changed anything. He just would have played the Titan probably anyway, because he has Semi-Growth Champion in hand, so he had Titan mana anyway. So next turn I can path his Titan. I think he should just attack with Sakura Tribe Scout. Try to go for the win. Like, doesn't Titan have a double strike in their deck? Yeah, we're turn 3. And my opponent has all of these permanent. And I have one land. And I didn't draw another land. Last turn. Keep Titan. Gus his own Titan. Yeah. Didn't see that one coming. Anyway, I don't think it matters. I'm just going to concede now. Didn't get my second land. Couldn't break that amulet. Yeah. So final score 3-2, which is fine. It's over 50%, right? Unfortunately, for the last matchup, Amulet Titan is very hard, like I said. Most of the time, the Amulet player is gonna win. And taxes, I didn't get there. It's usually not that hard of a matchup, but so thank you for watching. If you're still here, has been GG for Goblin Guide. See you next time. Bye bye.